Welcome, YouTube community. This is Robert, the Comic Book G-Spot speaking. Welcome to another night, another Saturday night, Witching Hour. Welcome, everybody. Nice to see everybody tonight. And we got a special show for you tonight. And now that I got you with the hook, it's time for a book. Welcome. Here we go. And we have Rotten Ruin. Very interesting series, you guys. I've been reading this. Very, very dark. Adult orientated. There's two runs. I'm just going to show you. This is Miss G's. This was mine. But yeah, one thing you'll notice on the very bottom, it is Bram Stoker's award winner. You'll see why. There you go. And now that I got you there, thank you very much. And here we go with an intro. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Now, my co-host for tonight. I want to apologize first. I'm missing my brother, Jeff. Jeff is not here tonight. He had to work. So I have another co-host tonight that's taking his place. And I want to thank him very much. It is none other than...
Hello. Yo, it's your boy Mindshift, a.k.a. Comics on the Mind. If you're here, you already know. You and me, that equals we, got comics on the mind. I hope everybody's doing good. As Robert has told you guys, I am covering for Jeff tonight. He is not able to be here tonight, so I'm helping him out. So now that I got you with the hook, it's time for a book. So I know I'm late on the Kanto wagon, but I found an issue. This is the third print of issue number 1, and I loved it. I actually reserved the trade that's coming out the end of this month, but I couldn't wait, so I grabbed all issues 1 through 6 today. Some of them are second print, some of them are third print, some of them are fourth print, but they're all great covers. This story was so good. I can't wait to read number 2. So if you guys haven't read this, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have, if you haven't, read it. It's so good. So that is the book that I'm sharing with you guys.
That is awesome, buddy. I have to get that book because I want to.
So good. Get the trade. Oh my gosh.
They told me about that. They said it was excellent.
Yes.
Now, really quick, this is for my brother. This is for my brother right here. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry, this is not for you, Kurt. I'm sorry. This is for Jim. Sorry, I know, Jeff.
That was a good song. That was awesome.
Now, really quick, here we go. Let's introduce our guest tonight. Do you want to introduce him, or should I introduce him?
Go ahead and introduce him. Go ahead.
Very cool. Okay, here we go. Now I have a special guest for you tonight. This gentleman, I have known this gentleman in the chats for a very long time. His name is Mike Rogers. You'll see him in the chats, a dog, and he's awesome guy. We've chatted back and forth in chats. We've been in auctions and all that stuff and became friends. And I want to introduce you to somebody really, really cool. And here he is. Mike, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. I'm so happy that you're here. How you doing, buddy?
Thank you so much, Robert. Thank you for having me, comic book community. This is really the way that I wanted to introduce myself to you guys, and I couldn't be happier doing it here with Robert. And on the big show. This is really the big show. If you guys are up right now, then you're really, you're in it. So now that I got you with the hook, here's the book. And the book that I have tonight is Walking Dead number 192. And this one is signed by the creator, Robert Kirkman. And the reason that this one is so important to me is that this one was sent to me by a member of our community, Bueller. And Bueller sent this to me because I was the first member of his Patreon account.
Awesome, Bueller. Yeah.
And Bueller's actually in the house too.
So this comic means more to me than pretty much any other comic that I have in my collection. I am going to be picking up the trades of The Walking Dead because I didn't get a chance to read them when they came out. But that's about it. It's really good to be here, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the show.
Awesome.
Sweet. I can't wait. It's great to have you.
A quick shout out. Kurt, do you want to give a shout out to the chat when I can get into this channel?
Oh, sure, I got you.
Do you see them in the chat?
First, yeah, I got you. First up, we had Downright Nerdy Podcast, my Bay Area brother. How are you doing? Hope you're doing great. And then we got Comics with Bueller. What's up, Bueller? Hope you're having a great evening. And then we got Boatwright, a great artist. What's up, Boatwright? Hope you and your son are doing great. And then we got Steve White, the AOK King. Excuse me.
Absolutely.
Great to have you here. And that's so far. That's who we have in the chat.
Oh, very cool. Thank you very much, brother. Appreciate
no problem.
And I want to thank everybody in the chat for being here. Mike, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it, buddy. Steve, all you guys are awesome. And you know what, Mike, you and I have something in common. You know what that is?
No.
Your book that you got from Bueller meant a lot to you also. I got a book when I was down in something really bad happened in my life. And I was following Bueller around the same time probably you were. And he has sent me an Amazing Spider-Man 101, first Morbius, because he knew I liked the character. And he sent me a whole bunch of Silver Surfers. And he goes, my Silver Surfers are now your Silver Surfers. He left me this beautiful note. So I know exactly what you're coming from. And that's really special. You know, somebody, and the thing is, he's going 10,000 strong, and he never forgets about his followers, forgets about his friends, or any of that. And
I mean, he's literally in the chat right now. So
is he?
That's one thing I respect I got you, brother.
I'm waiting for the damn thing to pick up. That's what I hate about StreamYard.
Don't even trip. I'm watching it too.
There we go. Yo, there he is. The boom. Boom. Excellent. There we go. Sorry, guys. Yo, Steve. Yes, my man. I'm coming down regardless. I don't care about the friggin' flu. I had the flu.
Yeah, I'm coming down regardless too. If they shut down many comics, we just gonna hunt for comic books.
I'm still coming to see him. He's got his honey holes. I want to see his honey holes.
That's hilarious.
Bueller.
Jim, buddy, I love you, buddy. Yes. Thank you very much, you guys. You guys are awesome. Really appreciate it. Okay, so on with the show. Here we go. So we are what? I want to blow our load in 10 minutes. We're only at 12:09. Okay, so I'll ask the first question, Mike. Really quick, really simple. What got you into comic books? How long you been collecting? Tell us about yourself. Tell the community about yourself. You were on an auction earlier tonight, right?
Yep.
As was I. Tell people about yourself. Let people know who you are. I've known you for a long time. Tell people about yourself. This is give the community yourself.
Definitely. So I really got into comic books because I had dyslexia as a kid. And I went away to a prep school from like 7th grade to 9th grade. And when I left for that school, I had like the crappiest comic books in the world. They weren't even, I don't even know if they were actually comic books. They were just like stories in cartoons. But there was a kid at that school who had some Captain Americas, and they were Captain America Falcons. And he, for some reason, wanted those comic books that I had and traded me my 3 Credit comic books for his 3 Captain America and Falcons, which I still own today. But the comic books have always just come to me, literally. people have basically just given me their collections. I have an entire X-Men run that was given to me by an ex-roommate. It's stores that have closed. Literally, I walked into one store when they were closing, and he was like, "Long boxes are $5," and I was like, "Okay." So I just took as much as I could. So I had a collection of about 8,000 books, and recently, very recently, right before I got involved with the community, I was just like, I'm going to dump everything. I'm going to get rid of it all and start over. I'm just going to get rid of everything I own and start over. And I found a comic book store, and I was giving it to them, and they were just ripping me off, and I knew they were ripping me off. And I stopped and was finally like, okay, you have to sit down and get back on eBay and find a community. And that's when I found, what I found was a local, I was on Facebook, and I found a local auction of a comic book called Hall Comics in Massachusetts. And I was like, this is small, and they don't really seem to be hearing me. So there's got to be more like this. And I was like, let's try YouTube. And then the whole floodgates opened. But yeah, so I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, but really the first book I ever got that meant anything to me was I just had it here, but we just had that sale. Was Bring on the Bad Guys, which is a softcover book, Stan Lee softcover book that was the origins of all the Marvel villains from the original villains. And that comic book that started it all. That really the real, I was like, this goes, the devil's involved. I didn't realize.
Sweet.
Who's this Mephisto dude?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. I'm going to real quick shout out. I have something. I want to show you guys something. I want to show you how much I appreciate art. Okay. Hold on. I'm not wearing it because I'm wearing the of course, the Cthulhu shirt. I want to show you guys something. This is from somebody in the community. And if you guys haven't seen him, it'll be in the description on the bottom. Okay. His wife has got a comic book store, and he's got his art on her store. So look at the description, post a comment. I'd appreciate it, and everybody else would appreciate it. And follow everybody on this panel. Big thumbs up. Follow everybody in the chat. Awesome. Helps everybody. So check this out, you guys. I just got this a couple of days ago. I am so happy. This is original art, and I got on a t-shirt.
That's sick.
Ooh.
Check this out. Art Chemist, my brother, with his name on it, right there. Dude, you can order these on their website. Please check them out.
Is it on his wife's website?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
It'll be in that chat. And he's got more than just this. He's got other ones too. But dude, this is phenomenal. Totally worth it. And just to give you an example, I have one of his prints, and he's working on 2 art pieces for me at the moment. I'm not going to tell you about it because I want to keep it a surprise. I would like to have Art Chemist on the show, but he's been busy. Everybody's got lies, but he made this for me a while back. He's got a beautiful name. Wow. I love it. But yeah, very, very cool. Just want to give a quick shout out to Art Chemist because Art Chemist is in the chat. I'm just catching up.
Another great artist.
Yes.
I agree.
I love that stuff. And there is come on, stay. I need to make a
there to the left. It's just a little crooked. It's okay. Come on, OCD, please. Don't worry, we're marveling at that big, beautiful Galactus in the background.
Yeah, that's all good. It was funny because I was on our Doro show tonight. I only had like an hour. I overslept. I've been very tired. I've been working a lot.
Yeah, that's how it is.
And Comic Spectre was on the auctions tonight. And back about 9 months ago, just to let you know, Mike, like you're talking about community members like Bueller and stuff. This is a community member who sent this to me in the mail during Christmas last year. I got this and rolled up in the thing. He sent me this from an artist, and I was like, I almost lost it. It was totally beautiful. It's in black and white. Silver Surfers in silver, but it was like, man, talk about it. The only thing is I got to move it because every time I sit like this,
it looks like you have horns. The first stream I ever saw you in, dude, I was like, what is that in the background?
Yeah.
You got a crown on or something? Like, what the heck? And I was like, you moved to the side. I was like, oh,
You know, it actually looks like the Grand Poobah hat from.
Yes.
That is hilarious.
Too funny.
Wow.
I want to give a quick shout out there really quick. Theory 23 is in the house. Thank you, brother. I see you in the chat on YouTube. I can't catch up with the damn. Here we go. Boom. Oh,
There he is.
She in the house. She's on her computer.
Mrs. G, what's up?
I'm sorry, sweetheart. I know I'm talking loud. Only 1 hour.
You're a great cook.
Time to throw some squirrels. She's always keeping me in check, you guys. I love it. I love you, baby. Yeah. Okay. So, Kirk, do you have any questions for Mike before we go on to more topics? Go ahead.
I do have a question.
Real quick, bud.
There it is. So what is a run? Because you probably come and read a lot of great books. So what's a run that has like really pulled at your heartstrings that you really enjoyed, that emotionally just dragged you into, story wise?
The original when the original 4 Punishers came out, that miniseries, I'd never seen anything like that in comic books before. And just the cover work alone, just the artwork on the cover was the Warriors. It was gritty 1970s, streets of San Francisco. It was everything that was right about the 70s in art on the covers of these covers. And then you opened up the pages and it was the most brutal stuff ever. I mean, it was even brutaler than anything you'd ever seen. And you were like, they've got to make this into a movie, but there's no way they could. At the time you were like, there's no way they could do this. This stuff is just so insanely raw and like crazy. And then the Frank Miller Sin City stuff came out, and then it just kind of rolled from there. And then Batman took this dark turn. But that Punisher series, that one, I still own my 4. That's one I'll never sell. And when I see it, I can't help but buy it. I have to buy it every time I see it.
That's an expensive set right there. I don't have it, but I've seen it. First of all, I agree with you. I love the artwork. Like every time I see those covers, I'm just like, but I also do the same thing when I see the price. For me, that's the grail right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What he was talking about, Mike, what you were talking about, it's exactly how I feel when I see this book. Every time I see this book, I got to buy it.
I love the Black Bolt. I love the Inhumans, dude.
Me too, but it's this. A lot of people won't know about this.
Oh yeah, the origin of Silver Surfer.
In this king size annual, a lot of people won't know about this. And every time I see it, I buy it. I don't care how much it is, I buy it. And then the second one, I know you love what you're talking about. The second one I always find is this one. And I just got this one recently from a buddy in the community.
It's a nice cover.
It was a one-shot. They call this, it's really weird because they call this the second series. All right, Marvel Direct Edition. You can see
It was just a one shot, right?
Just a one shot. But for some reason, they classify this as the second series. I don't. It's a one shot. That's a different term for me. But the same thing. So I totally get where you come from, Mike. It's like, you see that? Well, go ahead, bud.
Was there a newsstand variant on that, or is that only like did that only have the?
That's all the only one they really had was that one. Newsstand, that one. Yep. That was it. But yeah, it was really weird because, it went one and then it went into the what they consider the third series run, and that had the pink cover, and it just kept on going. But anyway, go ahead, Kirk. Anything else, bud?
Not that I can think of right now. Go ahead with your question, and I'll think of another.
All right. So I got a question. I got some topics other than the questions. This is just who is Mike? Who is
intro?
Mike? You guys see him in the chats. I know you guys see him in the chats. So this is your chance. And the chat. If you got any questions for Mike, put them in there. If I think they're appropriate, I'll post them on there for Mike. And he can answer them for you, okay? I want you to be nice to him, all right? So don't give him a hard time. All right, here we go. My first question for you, Mike, is for every new guest that comes on my show. I have two questions, and they're always the standard ones. And here you go, buddy. The first one is, boom, there we go. What does thinking outside the box mean to you?
So I grew up in a family with my brother, who's a retired Navy SEAL, and my dad, who is passed, but he was a 25 years in the Navy and he had a doctorate in statistics from Stanford, and those two just like would battle it out intellectually. And so when I see something like this, I'm always reminded like of arguments that they would have. So the answer to this question immediately in my brain is, what's wrong with the box in the first place that we have to think outside it?
That's deep right there. My mind was blown.
You know what I'm saying? You see why I ask this question every time, Kurt? These two questions, because it lets people think about it. Look how he answered it. Totally unique. Everybody's got a different way of thinking about a certain thing like that. Those questions, this one question to me, it tells something about that person. Mike, that was awesome, brother.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I hope
we do have a question in the chat, though.
Yes. Okay, hold on. Let's check the chat. Let me see if I can get it. All right, here we go, buddy. All right. Can you see that?
Great question.
Yeah.
Superpower B. The ability to play in more than one place at once. The ability to like divide your body into 6 separate entities, and those separate entities to do completely separate things at one time. There's some character that actually does that.
Multiple Man.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. Was that acceptable to you, Jim?
But we'll call you Multitask Man.
I love it. All right.
I'm the multitasker.
Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. We got one from the art chemist. You ready, Mike?
Yes.
Here we go. No, Mike, that was you. But for me, box is wet. That was a joke. Okay, here we go. Now back onto the seriousness. We're trying to be serious here. Okay, here we go, Mike. You ready? Here's my next question.
Yes.
Do you have any inspirational thoughts or ideas for the community as a whole?
Yeah, the one thing The one thing that I was thinking when I first, like one of the first things that came to my mind when I started in the community, and I think Bake had the same idea, or a bunch of people did, was that for us to play like a game, for us to play like Dungeons and Dragons could be a little bit complicated, but for us to play some type of like board game as a community. And somebody brought up Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm like, that's a good idea. It would work.
Yeah. It was me. Spreading. My message is spreading.
That's cool. That's really cool. Really quick here. Okay, Kurt, anything for us?
So I'm trying to get into a lot more reading more indie books. Do you read any indie titles, either like recent indies or old indies that you enjoy or you recommend?
Well, what I'm trying to do is what I've started doing now is with the podcast. I've started a podcast. It's the Mike Rogers Review Show.
Oh, nice.
What I'm trying to do is pick out independent books that might have slipped through the cracks. But not a lot of books slip through the cracks in this community because we have a lot of people doing this. But some of the books that I've been looking at recently that I really like are, Shoplifters Will Be Liquidated is just an insane series that I just started on. I just did a review on it. Oh, it's literally about a guy. Well, I called it a mall. It's not a mall. They don't call things malls anymore.
Like a plaza.
It's a superstore.
Gotcha.
You have a security guard in a superstore who is like a secret agent, and the superstore is, the world. And anybody who's a shoplifter, he treats as, he's literally like shooting people's legs off and stuff. And it's all deemed perfectly acceptable in this scenario.
Judge Dredd the mall cop.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But and then the comic book itself, the animation moves at such a fast pace that you actually feel like you're reading a cartoon. Like you feel like you're reading like something that's happening before you. And then at the end of the issue, he ends up he falls through a hole chasing a perp and ends up in a underground world where people have taken the refuse of everything that's fallen from this world of shopping and built another world where there are no rules of consumerism and there is no super spy security force. And he's so disgusted by this place that he vows that he's going to kill every one of them.
Oh my God. They don't look like the Morlocks, do they?
Say it again?
They don't look like the Morlocks, do they?
They should, because the whole place looks like it would be a Morlockian world.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It looks very neat.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to take a look at that. Because I'm always trying to find something, like you said, outside the box.
Yeah,
that's something that's new. That's what's so great about like this community. Like you said, somebody's reading it. It may not be the majority, but there's still a minority of people reading that.
Yeah. I'm trying to be very aware of other people who have reviewed stuff that I'm reviewing now, who have been out for a lot longer, and trying to shout them out if give them, if they've done it before, I want to shout them out to say, I know that this person has done it before, but
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, that makes sense. And that way it spreads more. Well, we're hearing about this community member, I never learned about this community member. They're into the same similar things that I'm into, let me check them out, haul videos aren't just haul videos. You get to see a piece of each collector's personality. You know, at least that's how I look at it anyway.
Definitely. And you just don't want to step on anybody's toes. You know, you don't want anybody to right off the bat be like, "What is this guy doing?"
Is he copying me?
I have a little tiny bit of advice for you too, Mike, and that is this: when I say think outside the box, and when I'm saying about being yourself, and Kurt knows where I'm going to go with this. Yes, be yourself, and don't worry about stepping on toes. Do your own thing, because people will watch you for your own thing. You know, there's so much out there. There's no competition. Do your thing. Do what you enjoy. Because if you don't enjoy it, you won't do it.
So why are you doing it? Yeah.
And that's why I've been doing this. And Kurt knows me for a long time now. I'm sure you know me too in the chats, Mike. I enjoy doing this. It's not just knowing who a new person is, a new collector, knowing another human being out there.
Yeah.
Because the world is going a little bonkos of all the things that are going bad in society at the moment, you know, with the flu and the whole 9 yards. But this is a nice escapism, and we are able to connect and have a conversation and talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's really incredible.
And you know what? It really makes the world seem much smaller.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, it's amazing. I have buddies in New Zealand. I have buddies in Germany. And it's like, it's awesome, you know, when we can do this kind of thing. So I just want to say, Mike, you're awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This
all the power to you and all the success to you. Big time. You got to follow her here. And everybody out there in the chat or who watches this on the rewind, please go check out my brother. I left all of his information down in the chat in the description. So you got to watch this. You got to go look at that. I want you to do your homework. I want you to do your work. So please go check him out. So not just watch the video, read.
Learn about him.
Learn something new from somebody else. So Mike, what other things do you like to collect? I think that's fantastic. What other things do you like?
So I tried to stay away from toys, but I couldn't do it. So you know, I've got the larger scale Star Wars, the larger scale Deadpool. I've tried to get rid of them, but they're all over. I've got the larger scale, anything larger, like larger scale, nothing like gem size, but you know, the larger scale.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, like
they're still pretty pricey for me.
How can you not buy a samurai?
I know.
Darth Vader. You know, it's just like that.
There's a Black Bolt that I'm always eyeing out there. I'm just like, maybe, but no.
That Laura,
I'd rather have his first appearance.
Or that Laura Croft that you've had since the video game came out that you're just like,
oh my gosh,
it's got to be worth something.
Classic PlayStation at its finest.
Yeah, there's a plan for shelves for all these things, and that hasn't happened yet.
Baby steps, so that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Because I had like bad service, so I had to switch my setup on the other side of my room, and now I have better service. And
that's,
you know, it takes time, it takes practice, you know.
Yeah, I would like to get it set up like you folks have. I mean, most of the YouTubers here just have the nicest setups. So I'd like to.
It took a minute.
Good.
Took a minute.
Because I've been wanting to do this forever. Bueller and a bunch of community members have inspired me. You know, I mean, I watched Kurt. You do a lot of stuff on Instagram, and every time you watch Instagram, what does he do? Right away, pulls you right in and goes, "You have comics on the mind. I've got comics on the mind."
Yeah, my little pitch. That's for me.
Dude.
It's like stuff like that for me is entertaining. Like it's
it's
me stepping outside my comfort zone. Like I was a kid that was very introverted, And then when I went to college, I realized I'm not an introvert. I'm extroverted with introvert. I'm an extrovert with introverted tendencies. And so I slowly came out of my comfort zone. You know, it took time. Like, it took time and effort. But you know, what's up, Wookiee Supremacy? How you doing,
I have to
brother?
give a quick shout out to I'm getting Instagram bombed right now. Ivy Comic Guy. Say something in the chat and I'll know you're here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. If you're looking in the background, I appreciate it.
We don't mind lurkers.
No, we don't. He's always looking at everybody else's stuff.
Yeah. We love you, Perry.
Oh, I have a special announcement, everybody, tonight. Special guest of the house tonight. He's popping up on our show. You're going to love him. I love him. Miss G loves him. Everybody in the community loves him. Here he comes. Here he comes. 1, 2, 3. Boom! We got Bueller in the house. Yes.
Huge.
I wasn't gonna miss this. You didn't tell me. You didn't tell me who your guest was, Robert. Thanks.
No, I never tell you who my guest is.
Surprise.
Gotta be a surprise. Mike is awesome.
Mike is awesome. All you guys are awesome. It's not just Mike. It's the whole group of the guys.
I love you.
And Miss G, who's probably not too far away, right?
She's right
around the corner.
There you go. There you go. Mike, how you doing? I think the first time I've been able to say hello to you. You know,
Definitely.
Hopefully you're doing well.
I'm doing very well. I had a auction today that no one really saw my face, which is okay. But no, doing really well. This is probably the best way you could be introduced to the community ever, I think.
That's awesome. How was the auction? You sell what you were trying to get rid of, or?
I did very well.
Nice.
I did.
Very cool.
That's excellent.
Beginner's luck.
Yeah, Mike was saying that you showed that book. I didn't know you were going to show that book. For one, I didn't know you were going to be on the channel. And then I was like, "Oh, that's awesome!" And then he shows the book that I sent him. I was like, "Come on, man, he's killing me."
Yeah.
Big cover too.
Yeah.
People remember all the time. You hit us on a special heart, Bueller. You've hit me in a special heart. You've hit Mike in a special heart, and Kurt. Come on, you're very much loved, buddy.
Well, here's the thing about that book right there. So it's so funny because Mike, I don't know what he was doing. I'm literally like one night, it was like in like the second week of January this year, and I'm like, okay, my 2-year anniversary is coming up and stuff, and yeah, I've never done a Patreon. People have always asked me about Patreon, and you know what? Maybe after 2 years, I'll start something up. So I've literally like visited Patreon's website like one time in those 2 years. So I go on it and I'm like filling out. Everything's all foreign. And I'm like, okay, how does this work? I don't know what this is, and I think it's set up. I don't even know for sure if it's set up. Okay, I'm like, okay, I think it's good to go. I don't know. And like the next day, and nobody knows I set this up. The next day, I get a little notification on my phone. You have a Patreon. I'm like, what? I haven't told anybody that the Patreon is going. I think my son was sitting on the couch next to me watching me set it up. He's the only one who knew about it. I'm like, how the hell does someone sign up for my Patreon when I haven't even told anybody? Mike's just out there searching random things on Patreon, apparently, looking for content creators. Dealer. So Mike's my very first Patreon ever, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. And you know, a lot of people have joined up since then. But that book that you have, Mike, that is the one when Robert Kirkman, he came into town with all the Image guys in the event, and he signed all these books for us. And so that was when I met him and talked with him and stuff, and he signed that one, and he signed another one. He signed that one, a poster, and another one for me. And when I had the extra one, I was like, you know what? I want to give this to somebody. And so I held it in my collection for a little while. And then, you bought like a box, I think it was. I think you bought a Bueller box.
Yeah.
And I was like, I go, this is perfect. I go, I'm going to send this to Mike. I go, Mike's going to get this. It wasn't part of the Bueller box. It was a separate book, and I wanted you to have it and stuff, And so I think I have that same book that's autographed as well. So we both have the same one autographed by the Robert Kirkman. So thank you, man.
Thank you. That was funny when I had just joined the community, and I was like, okay, I want to do something like this. I want to do something like what these guys are doing. And I was like, let me check Patreon, because the way that this must work is that, because I don't believe that YouTube pays for anything. So there must be like people go to Patreon and that's how they pay for these things. And they give away comic books and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, let me figure this all out. So as I was trying to figure it out, I went to Patreon and I was like, okay, who are the people that I'm already see on here that I want to support? Chose, I was like Reggie collects. I can't even remember who else. JD for Discovery Bay.
Yeah.
Perry for some god unknown reason.
He should be paying you, man.
You've got to hear this. Okay, this is so ridiculous. All right, Perry, I just seen it. That's disgusting. Okay, I've got a foot fetish. Okay, and on the Silver Age Sunday, this is to you, Perry. I'm talking to you. So everybody out in the community, I'm not yelling at you. I'm talking to Perry. We had a Silver Age Sunday with my other brothers on the weekend, Sunday at 11 o'clock. Awesome show. And we started talking about food. I don't know how food came up in comic books. Talking about food. And then all of a sudden, I don't know how it came up. Feet came up. Oh, it was chicken feet. That's what it was. Food.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, please don't talk about feet. And I told them a story. I just all of a sudden start rambling. Squirrel. And I told them about a stupid one-night stand that happened years ago. And I seen on the end of my bed feet. They were bigger than mine. And I like jumped up and went, oh, thank God. She's pretty, but I bolted out of there like the light. I was gone. I'm sorry, I got a size 12, and I don't like my feet. So it's a weird thing. Okay, I got monkey toes. I can climb trees. Gross. And this guy Perry shows on one of his videos a foot. That's your toenail? That's disgusting. I got a black toenail. He posted I threw up in my mouth. It was gross. So yeah, you got me. Done.
That's gross.
Perry.
Oh
Man.
You gotta say that.
So I support that.
Okay.
But then I found Bueller's page.
Sorry.
And I could tell it was brand new. And I could tell that it was just sitting out there and no one knew about it. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely doing this. And no one knows. It's $4. Yes. No one knows about this. He's gonna wake up in the morning. He doesn't even know about this.
Yeah,
he has a Patreon page.
Yeah, you literally signed up, and I had to figure out how it worked. After you signed up, I was like, I had no clue. I still really don't have any clue how it works. I looked at it, I was like, how do I do this? And I filmed some extra stuff with the video I put out today with the gentleman, Justin Richards. He's the creator of the Finger Guns book.
Oh,
We
wow.
filmed an extra like little segment that's I want to put something on my Patreon. He's like, sure. So it's not related to the book or something. It's a little like backstage stuff. So I filmed it. It's like a little, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes and stuff. And I want to put that on the Patreon, but I don't know how to do it. So I gotta figure it out.
Dude, Mike and me, we're supporters of you, brother. We always will support you big time. You've been, that's one thing I got to say about you, Travis.
Did you just call me thorough?
No, I did not call you thorough. I call you Travis. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
No.
My Little Pony boy.
Yeah. You shit. Being like a little pony.
I don't know if you can see this, Robert, but if you look in the background, this has always been here ever since you sent it to me right there. Look at that. He sent me this My Little Pony.
I love it. What about the little piggy? Remember the piggy?
The piggy's around here. I think it dropped. I've showed that one too.
I love it.
Piggy down.
What's this, Spike?
Pony.
Awesome. That's awesome.
This was done by an artist, Sarah Richards, who I really like.
Nice.
And then I realized that like there was a whole thing about the Pretty Pony people.
She did the whole inside too, all the artwork in the inside.
She's just a cover artist.
Okay. And
but then I found out there was like a whole thing to the Pretty Pony people.
Yep.
And
it's huge. Yeah. It's huge.
Yeah.
Cool.
The ponies are real.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, we got Kyle in the house.
Yeah, Kyle. Real quick, I
What's
want
up,
to get
brother?
caught up with the chat really quick. I had to get that out of my system.
Got a hobby in the
Yes,
house
I
too.
see that. Hobby's in the house. I want to get this really quick. Boom. Gonna throw these out really quick, you guys. Sorry. Get everybody their time. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. There we go. Mark Spector. Hey, what's up? Real quick. Comics. Yeah. I clicked on you again. What's going on? There we go. And Javi, thank you, buddy. Yes, absolutely.
What's up, Javi?
Check out his show on Sundays.
Super 8 Sunday.
Great Sundays. Awesome show. Also, hi, Aaliyah. He's got the Afternoon Delight. Check him out too. And don't forget about Mueller's Coffee on Mondays. Awesome. Check out his show too, please.
Always watching when I'm having a cup of coffee.
Hold on. Yeah, getting brought up. Yes, it is. Yep. I still love you too, baby. Okay, we're caught up now. Who do we have? Really quick, Peter Hurls. Oh, good.
He's an awesome dude in the IG community.
Peter, thank you for being here. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you, brother, for stopping by. I appreciate you, dude.
Okay, caught up. Boom. Everybody got the time. Thank you very much, everybody. Anything else? You guys have watched anything new? Travis, are you still coming to Florida?
As it stands right now, yes. My plane has been, my ticket's been purchased. The one thing I'm having a problem with now is the Max Pro Supply guys were paying for my pass for the Diamond Retailer Summit, which also includes the MegaCon.
Right.
They canceled the Diamond Retailer Summit, so I have to get a regular pass for the MegaCon thing. So I got to pick that up, and besides that, it was all taken care of. But there's a couple things. I mean, if the MegaCon, if they cancel it, I'm still probably going to go. I can't tell you 100% I'm going to go, but I feel pretty confident about going. Right. I think I said something in that Instagram group. I'm like, maybe we might have to just ask ourselves, No,
go ahead, Travis.
I mean, I'm not worried about, if I were to get sick, I think I'd be okay, but I would feel horrible if something were to happen to my loved ones or family or older people who are more acceptable to it, and I contribute to that factor. So, it's just a tough question that you have to ask yourself: is it worth it? I'd rather wait to see you guys than not see you at all, and that's kind of the way I look at it. Now, if they postpone MegaCon for like later, then I think I would probably just reschedule and then go to it at a later date. If they cancel it, flat out cancel, I'd probably still go. So that's kind of just to hang out with everybody who's there. But if it's just postponed, I'd probably just reschedule because I know we'd all have so much fun going to a con together and doing that stuff. So if they push it like a month or two, I don't mind waiting a little bit longer. So I'm not gonna, I'm gonna give it a couple weeks. I mean, that's kind of it. I mean, I'm gonna give it a couple weeks. I think that's kind of what they're doing,
Yeah.
And
They haven't postponed it yet?
They're giving it a month. They're going to keep on watching it for a month.
We're waiting to see what Walt Disney, and I think Disney and that is closed for a couple of weeks until the end of the month, and then they're going to decide then.
Yeah, if Disney reopens and they stay open, then MegaCon's going to happen.
Yeah.
But if Disney reopens or if it doesn't reopen, they're probably going to cancel it. But if they reopen and there's a big outbreak again, they're going to shut everything down. Which they should.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed.
But like my homie Peter said, like we still gonna have a beer regardless. Yeah. Shout out to my boy Comic Zombie, awesome dude in the IG community. Yeah. Super cool.
There we go.
Oh yeah, there he is. What's up, brother? Appreciate you coming by.
Thanks,
yeah, I'm like you, brother. I want to be safe, and I don't want to like if something is in that area, I don't want to like bring it back to, California because I work with kids,
Yeah.
So I don't want to bring that kind of risk, but I also want to see you guys. That's sure. I'm not going to get books. I'm not going to see someone to get signatures. I'm going to like just hang out with you guys, and people in the community.
That's my biggest thing. It's like I really don't. The con is like the last thing on my list. I just want to meet my buddies.
Yeah,
I really want to see you in person.
Yeah, I just my parents are older. My dad, he had a stroke a few months back, and his health it's good. Don't get me wrong, he's fine, but he's getting up there, and he's more acceptable to stuff, So I worry about things like that, because I mean they're our parents and stuff. So I don't know.
I totally agree with you. And that's what.
Okay. Yeah. On a better note, we don't want to get all depressed. We're bringing up.
There we go. There we go. That's just lifting my spirits up.
Is that the one?
That's the one, and then the number 3, I think, with the brown cover.
There's number 3.
That's the 1, 2,
and then number 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm missing number 2 myself. I'm missing number 2 and number 5. That they always tended for that to be a 5-part series. They just misprinted every issue.
Yep. Wow.
When it came out, they all said 1 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 all said 1 of 4, 2 of 4, 3 of 4, and 4 of 4. And it was a 5-issue series, but they always intended it to be a 5. They just misprinted every one.
I never knew that. That's crazy.
Gotcha, Mike.
Best covers.
I have 1, 3. I lost 2. I have 1.
Somewhere in there. One of those long boxes it up.
Yeah, 2 had the cover, that cover that really got me. 1 is a great cover. 1 is a sick cover, and it's specifically because at the time I had no idea who the Punisher was.
Yeah.
So, and this is my issue that I bought from the LCS, literally like a block away from me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh wow.
So I got that in like 19.
So Mike, is that your favorite character, or because I know it's Travis?
I'm gonna have to go with Spider-Man.
Okay.
Just because I was an Electric Company kid.
Nice. So
the Punisher wasn't on the Electric Company.
You
didn't make the
cut. I've talked about that before, Mike. It's so funny because I remember the Spider-Man show in the Electric Company? They had the Spider-Man show?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I met that guy that played Under the Mask on an airplane with my mom. He was actually the guy who had those big rubber suction cups that are like and hooked to the glass. that climbed the Twin Towers at that time. Literally climbed and got in trouble for it.
Yes,
That guy I talked to on the plane when I was a little kid. I was like, Spider-Man, oh my God, I was freaking out. I was like, really?
Robert, I think that was just some dude trying to hit on your mom.
No. No.
You probably have a little Spider-Man t-shirt on. He's like, hey, I can do this.
Oh, man. Look at you. Really bring it all down. Thanks.
Was it the electric company that what was it where they did the cartoon that Stanley actually came out and talked to you? Was that the electric company?
I'm not sure.
Where he came out and was like, okay, Spider fans. And
No.
what was that?
Company? That was not
Spider-Man? The actual Spider-Man animated series? Or
I think
And I think it was part of a show, though. I think it came part of a show. It was like during a show, all of a sudden, Stan Lee started talking to you, and he was like, "Okay, Spider fans," and did this.
Yeah, that was Spider-Man and his
You know, Stan Lee, by the way.
which one was it?
Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, that's the one. That
Did you guys see that they brought out they're bringing out the new series again? Amazing Stories.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, yeah, because I was telling Travis about a story that I never forgot, and I've told the community about it before, and I forgot what series it was, but it had Mark Hamill in it. He plays a little boy at the very beginning, and it was like the 1940s or something like that in this series, and you see Superman #1. You see all these old toys, blah 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 blah, and he's outside. He goes, I don't want to work, and blah, blah, blah. And he's complaining and arguing. And then it shows him like 10 years later as he's getting older, and he's working. And then all of a sudden he's like, I don't want to have to work all the time. And all of a sudden this little leprechaun or this little magical creature shows up next to him. And he goes, you know what? You'll never have to work again. I promise. Don't work. Take it easy. So he does for 60 more years. Shows near the end of this show as it's running down, right? It's really cool.
Yeah.
I never forgot about it because I seen it when I was a little kid. And I think that's probably the time I got introduced to comic books. It got me into comic books and it got me into collecting. That's why I held on to a lot of things. It's just weird like that. But at the very end of this show, it shows him like in his 80s. He's driving his old car. He goes, well, it looks like I'm going to fill my last tank of gas. And he picks up this stein with a face on it full of pennies. And he's going to go deliver it to the gas station and fill up his tank. All of a sudden, this big stretched limousine pulls up. The window rolls down. And this little old lady comes out. And she's like, excuse me, sir, can I see that cup? He goes, oh, this cup? Hands her the cup. She goes, I'll give you 10 for it. He goes, oh, awesome. I'll fill my tank. She goes, no, I don't think you understand. I'll give you 10,000 for it. Then it goes, poof, shows him in a black suit, all cleaned up. Little midgets next to him. Sorry, didn't mean to say that. Little tiny person's next to him. Big fat daddy cigar.
Little person.
No, a little person. That's the correct way. Sorry, I've been trying to be politically correct.
Okay.
And he goes, big fat daddy cigars, and they're sitting there, and there's a big auction going off. Superman #1, whole bunch of comic books, whole bunch of toys are going off, and now he's like living luxury at the end of the show. And it always stuck with me for some reason. Just boom. I always remembered that show. I can't remember the name of the episode, but what really got me though is like they're bringing back that. Thank you, dwarf or small person. I have actually a really good friend that's a small person. She's a sweetheart. So there we go. Anyway, checking the chat as it pops up.
You're in the house.
So I have to go slow. I need too much. Anyway. Just shake your head. No. Anyway, great show. They're bringing it back. I'm very excited about them bringing it back. I hope it is good as what we remembered when we were kids.
Is it? Has it started?
No, not yet. Not yet. As far as
what platform is it going to be on?
I don't know.
I think it's like either the Apple TV or HBO or something.
Is that what it is?
It's all one of those pay things. I know that.
Spielberg again?
Yes.
Do you remember the one episode they had that they got out in so much garbage for?
No.
There was this episode where there were a bunch of people on a plane, and there was an artist on the plane, and the plane was going to crash because they couldn't get the landing gear down. And
News answered it. Apple TV.
it was this great episode, like this huge, like everybody was like on the edge of your seats, and they go to commercial and they come back, and the artist, so there's no wheels on this plane. The plane's going to crash. There's all these people on the plane. The way out was the artist drew wheels on the plane and the plane landed.
Yeah.
And that's how they got themselves out of this story. And people were like, it almost ended the entire series where people were like, what? Like, what are you doing? It was, people got really upset. And it was, they was just,
wow.
They thought it was like the worst way out. Like they built this great story, and then this guy just draws wheels on it, and like that was not part of that wasn't part of the thing.
Nipples in the house, everybody.
I've been trying to keep her down the whole time. She's just like, she had enough.
Not having it.
She popped out to say hi.
That sounds really interesting, Mike. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's I'm interested. I'm very interested to see how this one goes.
Right. Me too.
I miss shows like that. I miss like a little one-shot episodes where it's a contained story. I watched the new Twilight Zone reboot that they did because those were just one. I mean, some were better than others.
Yeah.
But they're not like the classics, of course.
My favorite of the Twilight Zone was with William Shatner. One of the ones I liked was William Shatner in it, and it was the airplane where he opens the window and he sees that demon come up on the window on the plane, and he starts ripping up the engines. They think he's all crazy. One of my favorite episodes of Twilight Zone, the classic one.
Classic.
And they remade it in that movie version of Twilight Zone, which was pretty cool too. Anyway, getting on to movies and getting on to a little bit of entertainment, not to change the subject or anything like that, but on Amazon right now.
Hey, Robert, real quick, you ever seen that movie Time Bandits?
Yes.
Hell yes.
What are those characters in there called?
Small people. Little people.
English people.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Robert. Go ahead, buddy. What were you? I couldn't resist.
I know you couldn't.
They're British.
Yeah, they were British. Great movie.
Okay.
Recent
You were gonna say something about recent movies, right?
Yes, I got two recommendations for everybody here on the chat and for the community. One, because hint, one of my favorite writers. There we go. Boom, boom, boom.
H.P. Lovecraft.
Yep. You'll hear me talk about this character a lot in comic books and the vision of it and all that. Just the octopus creature. Not tentacles. It's just that it always stems back to him in movies, in that kind of thing. So it's very interesting to me. So I always bring it up in conversations. It's just one of those things. But what's cool is just yesterday, me and Miss G watched two movies. One was an H.P. Lovecraft origin story. I call it an art film. So it's kind of like an art film, kind of like a thank you to H.P. Lovecraft. And it was called The Color of Space. And Nicolas Cage plays in it with a family that moves out to the woods or live in the woods. But what's really great about it, you guys, is they narrate some stuff, some book stories of H.P. Lovecraft from the very beginning of the show and getting you into the mood of the show. The only negative thing I have about the whole movie is Nicolas Cage. There is a scene in there, a couple scenes in there where he gets angry, and it's that same angry acting he's used in other movies. Kind of a repeat of his same acting. Other than that, excellent. Very, very well done. So please, if you get an opportunity to watch something outside the box, this is an outside of the box movie. Watch it. It's well done. Well done. Now, on a happier note, and a really good movie, it's called Troop Zero. It's about 5 little girls that are trying to join this Girl Scouts. And they're all nerdy. They all got issues. One likes to rip apart things. The other one is about astronomy. She's your main character of the show. You got another one that's kind of a bully, but they get this Girl Scout thing going on. And it's all about, it really shows you what people can be really. You know what I'm saying? As a group, as friends, and how they can change ideas and how they can different ideas, which is really good. It's a very happy movie. Think of Sandlot in a way.
I was thinking about that too. Like
very similar, but dude, it will make you smile when you watch it. You'll get it when you watch it. It's a very good movie. So check it out. Just check it out. So those are my recommendations for movies.
Check it out.
Yeah. Check it out. Gentlemen, anything new going on in your world? Travis, do you have anything special that's been going on? Any new books? Anything you've been excited about?
I was pretty excited, honestly, about getting the opportunity to have that guy from the Finger Guns come to the house,
right,
do the interview in house. That's kind of how I want to do interviews with creators, because there are so many people in my area, and that was kind of like the first one that I was like, okay, let's do a really good job. I had to clean my house, a little extra than I normally would, because he's coming over and stuff.
Keep that mop.
Yeah. And I had like a little counter with like drinks on the counter and stuff, because I was like, okay, I want him to come here and comfortable and film this. Then possibly he, his comic book friends or whatever in the industry, he's like, hey, you should go do this when you're in town or something like that. So really enjoyed doing that with him. I thought it played really well, and we had a really great conversation and stuff. And so I'm pretty excited about that. I mean, I was up late last night putting that together, but the whole time I was like, man, I'm pretty proud of this, putting this together, and had everything, worked out and planned. And so I'm pretty excited about that. And so far, the people have watched it really enjoyed it. And he watched it, and he enjoyed. I mean, he was there, so he knows what it was. So, but really, I'm looking to do more of those. I've put out the Bueller signal to the local creators, I guess you'd say, and because everything's being canceled, so all these people in the area are free. They literally have nothing to go to or do anything. It's like, hey, why don't you just drive a few miles down the street, come hang out with one person, and then you can talk to thousands.
Very smart, Charles. Very
smart. So I've sent out the emails, I've called in some favors, and I'm gonna see what I can do. So there you go, man. That's awesome.
Boom. I definitely enjoyed it.
It's
nice.
An interesting book because he dreamed about it. That's how it came up. He literally had a dream. He woke up and he wrote it down. And then, like a few days later, he starts to put together the book. That's where that book.
I need an artist. Come draw my dream, please. Yeah. That's really inspiring. Like someone like took his dream and drew it out.
Yeah.
And now it's a comic book, And
the thing was, that's his very first story he ever pitched to a publisher, and they picked it up. So he's batting 1,000. So
that's crazy.
Pretty cool.
Talk about luck.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's really cool.
So to clarify, the art chemist had it. The episode was called The Mission, and it wasn't. The aircraft was a military jet, and a guy was trapped in the gunner seat. So those bubbles that hang underneath.
Sure.
Yes, he was trapped under there. and for them to land, he would die. And that was the whole crux of this thing. And he's writing a letter, I think. He's writing a letter to like his wife, and they're all trying to figure out a way to save this guy. And there basically comes down to that there's no way to save this guy. He's gonna die. And somebody who was an artist on the plane drew wheels on the thing, and it landed. And at no time during the episode did anyone say, "Oh yeah, by the way, you can just draw wheels on shit and shit can just stand."
That's deep. That is
deep. Yeah, and Art Chemist really mentions that right here. That's really cool.
That's awesome, Art Chemist.
Yeah. Some people absolutely love it, and other people like it. It's for I'm really into screenwriting, and that's one for some reason people go nuts about that episode.
It's amazing when you see the different personalities about certain. It's really, really, really cool. That's what I'm saying. See, you're noticing that stuff. It's like, just exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, when Mike did his first video and he said, "I'm a screenwriter," I mean, I went to IMDb like within like 10 seconds. I was like, Mike Rogers, IMDb. I was like, I gotta look this guy up.
So, do my research real quick.
Was it all still there? I stopped paying for it. I don't know if it's all
there was a few different titles there.
Nice.
That's hilarious.
Nice. Hold on. We can put it up here.
What?
One rule you're breaking.
What?
One rule you're breaking in my show.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. We're gonna show a book, Comic Book of the Hook. It's your name. You created. You need to put up a book.
I showed a book.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Right now.
Okay, you want me to do the thing?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now that I stuck you in the face with my hook, I'm going to show you this goddamn book. It's the Punisher #1, one of my favorites.
Yes, it is.
There you go.
Thank you, buddy. Hour in until that came out. I had it. Sorry. So make sure you keep your books together, because what I want you to do, because the YouTube takes snapshots throughout the time. It's not always the beginning. It's one thing I've noticed. So it's like, just do this really quick, you guys. Nice little smile at your comic book. So just smile. There you go. Voila. Guys, okay. We've done that. We're going to do our outros really quick. I want to say thank you very much. Seriously, I'm going to say it again. Thank you very much, community. Thank you for all my guests tonight. My brothers, you guys were awesome tonight. Thank you very much for coming, Travis. I really, really appreciate it. Mike, you were awesome. Comics on the Mind. Do you got comics on the mind? I got comics on the mind. Kurt, you were awesome, brother. I really appreciate it. So right now, Mike, I would like you to tell the community what special things you got going on. This is your time to go ahead and speak. So go ahead. So hopefully I'm going to be having 3 videos for you a week, doing reviews of comic books and then giving those comic books away. So that's kind of the thing that I'm going to be doing, is that not only am I going to be reviewing these, but then all you got to do is comment and you get a chance to win the comics, which I haven't seen people doing, probably because they'll go bankrupt in the shipping, which I didn't account for. But we'll see what happens. And then the other thing I just want to say was there's a series coming out called Hexagon. I think it's coming out this week that actually sounds a lot like the movie you were talking about, just like a young group of kids put in Yep. Right. Go ahead. Oh, and it's just it looks like it's really going to be good. No. A kid who gets pulled into a video game world. Oh, kind of like Jumanji, the new Jumanji that they're doing. It looks like if Ready Player One was good. The book is good. Yes, exactly.
So I'm excited for that.
Okay, gotcha. Anything else, Mike?
That's about it. Thank you so much for having me on this. I mean, like, there's no better way to be introduced to the community than through Robert and Kirk. Thank you so much, and then Travis. It's an honor, sir.
Okay, real quick. You're welcome, buddy. No problem. Anytime, and you're more than welcome in the future to come on anytime you'd like. Okay.
Thank you.
Absolutely, Travis.
What?
Come on.
You want me to do like a little closing thing?
Do a thing for yourself. Yeah, buddy. Your shows, all that. Come on.
Okay, here's the deal. If you got the time, go watch Comics on the Mind. When you're done with that, go watch Mike Rogers. And when you're done with that, watch Robert, the comic book G-Spot, Galvin. And then if you have some time after that, feel free to stop by Comics with Bueller. But watch these guys first. Awesome guys. Get to know them a little bit better. Good time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Bueller.
Thank you very much, buddy. Go ahead, buddy.
You already know who I am because we all have it on our mind. It's Comics on the Mind, aka Mindshift. If you follow me on IG, I'm going to be working on some stuff because if you guys haven't heard, a lot of the schools are closing down, including my school. I still have to do like curriculum planning, but I'm going to be putting out some more content out there. And I'm planning on being on a hobby show, his Oprah Boys book club.
Nice.
We'll let you know when that episode is going to come out. But I'm going to be on there with him, and it's going to be awesome. But you'll probably see me in the chats, lurking around, chatting it up with you guys.
Nice.
And you'll see me on IG.
Nice.
So, I appreciate you guys coming by.
Dude, you're awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, you guys. I also want to put a big shout out really quick. One little last thing. Give me 1 second. I'm looking for it. There it is. Boom. Please go check out Jeff Cantney's Comic Kid 813. He has a show on Wednesday. Also on the weekends. Awesome. My co-host is normally here. He had to work tonight. He apologizes.
He's an awesome dude. Check him out.
So check him out. Go check him out. You'll learn some Cantonese too.
Every Wednesday.
So I want to thank everybody on my panel tonight. Thank you, guys. Awesome. You rocked it. Thank you very much. Community as a whole, thank you very much. Everybody in the chat. Chad, RCG, thank you for showing up, buddy. I appreciate it. Yeah. Ready Player One was all right. Not a bad movie. Got to give him a shout out really quick. So, real quick, just pop them up there. There you go, buddy. Yeah, you're awesome, buddy. I love you, Jim. Okay, so we're getting out of here really quick. I got a new little outro for you, and I won't make this mistake again. So, peace, love, blessed be. Love you guys.
Love
See
you all.
you next Saturday. Awesome. Thank you.
You're the best.
Time Bandits.